Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today is Friday and I'm off from work today. I'm usually off on Thursdays, but I got off today because my other coworker isn't going to be there today, so we did everything yesterday. So today, everything I was going to do today, everything I was going to do yesterday, I'm doing today. So my plan for today is I have to work on my car like extensively, not just like cleaning it. I have to change my front and rear brakes, and I have to change my oil and my air filter in my car. So I have quite a bit of things to get. For my car particularly, I have one piece that I have to get to help me change my brakes, because it helps me push like a little pin back that I need to do so. You can rent it from O'Reilly's or AutoZone or anything like that, but they have one at Harbor Freight for half the price that I would rent it for. So I needed to change my brakes anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it and keep it and have it here and not have to worry about renting it or anything like that. So first place I'm gonna go to is Harbor Freight to see if they have that, so that way if they don't have it there, then I can just rent it, and that's my backup. I just gotta rent it again. But I'm gonna show you kind of, if you guys ever want to know how to change brakes. If you don't, then at least maybe if you need to, you can watch this video and it'll help you a little bit. I'm not like a super expert on it. I've done it probably 6 or 7 times, not just from my cars but like everybody's cars. The changing oil thing is gonna be hard to show you guys because I got to get underneath the car, and I can probably show you how to change the air filter, but if it doesn't really pertain to your vehicle, it's gonna be hard to show you because every single vehicle on this planet is different of how to change your air filter. But I'm about to head that way and I'm gonna get to it. I'll see you guys whenever I come back. Okay, so first things first, cracking one for the boys. Alright, so I got front, rear brakes, I got an air filter. I went ahead and got a K&N because I think it's easier to wash it instead of having to replace it over and over and over again. It's a whole lot cheaper in the long run. And I had to get a specific toolkit for my car. This little thing like goes in between the brakes and like you twist it and it pushes them apart. I'll kind of show you what it does later, but this is the thing I was saying that you rent from AutoZone or O'Reilly's or anything like that. But I just went ahead and bought one because it was half the price. Just go ahead and buy it. So I just went ahead and bought it, and I got oil and a filter. So I'm gonna change my oil, air filter, do the brakes. I'm gonna go ahead, since the car's on the ground, I'm gonna do the air filter first. And before I even pick the car up off the ground with the jacks and jack stands, I'm gonna loosen all of the lug nuts on the car because it's easier to do it while the car's on the ground. That way you're not fighting against the air. And I already got the hood popped, and while I got it popped, I'm just gonna go ahead and like open it up all the way and then jack it up the front of it, change the oil, and then bring the back up as well, and then do all 4 front and rear tires at the same time, so I'm not like getting oil and then tire dust and nastiness, and I'm just doing one at a time. It might be kind of hard to film because it's just me, but I'm going to show you guys as best as I can how to do stuff. If you didn't know how to do it, then I hope this helps you a little bit. If you don't feel confident in doing it, please bring it to somebody, or you can just bring it, or you can ask me and I'll answer any questions you have as far as I know of my extent of knowledge. But I'm about to get to it. Okay, so this is what the new one looks like. This is it kind of helps airflow a little bit better than like a cheaper one. In my opinion, if you're buying anything with cars, always look to see like what is the best, and then maybe buy that or like something a little bit lower than that. Never buy the cheapest thing for a car, because with automotive and kind of with anything, you get what you pay for. But on mine, if my car's a little hot, I'm kind of like touching it because I just drove it a lot and it's 104 degrees outside, so it might be a little hot. But on mine, it's got these clips. There's 3 clips, 1, 2, 3, all the way around it. So I'm just gonna pop them off. I'm sorry, there's only 2 clips. I thought there was 3. On mine, I just pull up and out, and This is my old air filter. It's not really dirty, but it doesn't really, it needed to be changed anyway. So I'm just gonna put this one in there. This one literally just slides in and completely replaces it, and then you just push it back down. It's got two or three little things on the back that it just needs to slide into. So once they slide in, you just put the clips back on, and boom, you now have a brand new K&N air filter. Easy as that. One thing down, two to go. Alright, this is tire iron. If you don't have one of these, you can these are all they are, is just like a fancy big version of a socket. So if you really want to, you just go and get like a big socket that fits yours. You could look it up and it'll tell you pretty much which like exact size is yours. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop all my hook caps off, all the little plastic pieces, and then after then I'm gonna go and loosen all of them right now. Since the car's not in the air, it's way easier to, because they're really tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen them while they're not in the air right now and get that done with, and then I'm gonna jack the car up on just the front two and put two jack stands on the bottom of it, and then I'm gonna change the oil and go from there. Alright, so I didn't take them all the way off. I just loosened them to the point where when I pick the car up, all I gotta do is turn them a little bit and then they just come off. Alright, so now that the car is jacked up on just the front, there's wherever your oil cap is, mine just so happens to be up top in the back. You need to take that off, so that way whenever you drain, you'll have the suction not being like pulled down. You'll have a valve at the top pretty much, because this is where we're going to pour the new oil into. So you're going to have to just, and make sure your dipstick is closed always, because sometimes it will leak out of your dipstick. So just make sure wherever your little yellow dipstick is, just push all the way into where it is. If it's cracked or anything like that, I would definitely bring it somewhere and see if they can get it replaced. But just make sure that this is up top, and put this somewhere where you won't forget it. I always put it where my hood latch is, so that way my hood will never close without hitting that. That's just a thing that I do. It's kind of helpful, and I've learned it through different oil change places that's what a lot of people do. Alright, so I'm underneath the car. This is my best thing I've ever bought, is this little creeper thing. I don't remember how much it was. I got it from Harbor Freight. I'm gonna try to leave the link in the description below for like everything that I use on this project so far. I do have gloves I'm about to put on because I don't want to get my hands that oily. They're gonna get some, but I'm gonna try not to get it that oily. On my car, you need an Allen key to take off the bolt for the oil to drain out of. It's kind of stupid. I don't know why Mazda decided to do that, but whatever, I don't work for them. But I have a wrench to go on the end of it so I can get more leverage on it, and I can just pop it right off. I'm gonna let it drain for a second, then I'm gonna pull it out. Try not to get any oil on the ground or on me. That doesn't always happen. And right above me right here is the oil filter. So all you'll need for that is either like some really big channel locks or something like that. That's what I have. Or you can actually go buy a thing to take off these filters. I bought one, but it's actually the wrong size, so I can't use it. If not, a little bit longer. But it's 100 degrees outside, so I gotta hurry up and do this. So I'm gonna somewhat attempt to take this off without getting oil all over me and the ground at the same time. I did a pretty good job. It did leak sometimes, but it's just because it's dripping off of the plug itself. But I just gotta let this drain completely because I can't work on the filter until this is fully done draining. Just because of the pan that I have, I can only move it so far and do so much work on it. I can try to get this loose real quick, but as soon as you bust that loose, then you have an issue of it will start draining very quickly and get all over you. Alright, so it's kind of at this like dripping stage. So at that point, then you can put it back because it's just going to sit there and drip for an hour until it gets every drop out. The best way to do this is once you get it broken loose where you can start turning it with your hand, turn it like 2 or 3 turns and stop, because after a second or two it will start draining out. Kind of like that. It did get all over the ground, but part of the process. Let it drain for a second. Now I'm doing this without rags just because I don't have any more. But if you did, you just put a rag up here and just keep turning, because it's gonna eventually have to be taken off and all the oil is going to come out of it anyway. Alright, so it's done draining. Now I take my new one out the box. And if you can, make sure you check the rim of where you just took the filter off, because sometimes there's a little rubber piece right here gets left up there, and there can only be one rubber piece. If there's 2 of them, it will cause the engine, the oil to shoot out of it, and that's not good. Make sure not to over tighten anything you do under here, because engine parts are very expensive. Alright, so now I'm done under the car. I still have the car like picked up. I can't check the level of the car, like of the oil, because it's raised up on a hill, so like the oil's gonna be at a tilted angle on the dipstick. But I know that my car takes 4.5, so I bought a 5 quart. It takes 4.5 quarts. I bought a 5 quart one. It's easier to buy that than buy 4 little jugs of it. So it's now I'm just gonna add it back, and well, I get to start the car, and I'm gonna go back underneath and see if anything's leaking. If it is, hurry up and shut it off and fix the problem, see what the problem is. But everything, you guys watch me, everything should be tight and should be good. So now we just add it back, start it up, and see where to go from there. I did spill it a little bit. All you gotta do, if anything happens, just clean it up. What you can do, what's smartest and cheapest to do, is to save that 1/2 that I have left in that big thing, and then next time I'll only have to buy 4 of the same exact thing, so that way it's just cheaper. But then the next time you will have to buy another 5 again. But it'll save you a few bucks if you want to do it that way. You don't have to. I usually don't, just because it's harder to remember, and then if I didn't really get exactly half left in there, then if I spilled some, then it's kind of just like, okay, well, I might need more, and there's no point that I had to go back to the store and get more. So if it's up to me, I usually just get rid of what I have and just throw it away. But you don't have to do it that way. It's completely up to you. It's just another way to save some money. But now I'm gonna get my keys, start it up, go underneath, check and see if everything's working. I did make sure that I put the cap back on the top of the engine, like the little engine cover piece. So it will be making sure that nothing is leaking from the bottom is my main thing. I did spill it on the back, so if you see new oil dropping from the top, that's what that is. If you spill it, the only thing you need to worry about is the seal around the engine oil filter and the little seal around the engine oil plug. That's the only 2 things you need to worry about looking for, unless you oil, like your car's old and you have oil leaks or something like that, and the car's like leaking oil and that's why you're changing it. But if you do no leaks or anywhere else, then just check those 2 places and make sure that they're not like bursting out with oil, because it will happen. I've seen it happen, and it's not good for your car at all. It will cause huge damage to it, so just make sure to always check it. I do always leave it up. I have the oil pan down there in case something happens. I have it positioned in to where it'll drip into either one if something does happen, so it's not just dripping on the ground. But I'm gonna start it up and then we'll go from there. Alright, everything looks good. I don't have any leaks. The only thing I might have to do, I think I'm gonna have to check the filter. I think they gave me one that was too small, but it still seals to the metal piece. It's just a little bit too small. I can see like where the rest of it is. But if it seals, I'm gonna test it and see. That's what she had gave me for my vehicle, so I don't know if that's what it needs to have on it. Usually whenever you go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone Advanced, anything like that, when you tell them your year, make, and model of your car, it gives them a number and they go get it for you. But I'm gonna check and see the number on my old one, because I know that one fit, and check and see the number on this one and see if they match up. If they do, then I'm just gonna believe it, and I might go get it fixed. If it does cause problems over time, then I'm gonna get it. I can just change the filter. I don't have to change the whole oil again, and the filter's not the expensive part of it. The oil and stuff is so. But if it's working fine, it didn't have any leaks or anything around it, so I'm gonna have to guess that it's gonna work. It actually screwed on correctly. It just seems like it's a little bit like thinner of one, so I don't know what's going on with that, but everything works. So now I'm gonna jack the back of the car up and then start taking all the wheels and tires off. Alright, so I finished everything. I did all of the brakes. The back ones gave me a little bit of trouble. I did the air filter and I changed the oil. I'm about to go drive it now, see if anything's wrong with the brakes, if something happens. I did get my grandpa out here and he helped me bleed them a little bit, like get that little bit of air out that it has at the end of it, so that way it's not gonna happen while I drive. So I'm about to drive it now, go take it for a drive, come back and see if everything's working correctly. Alright, so I'm back. Everything worked good. The brakes worked fantastic. Not squeaking anymore, obviously. I just checked the oil. It smelled like it was burning, but I spilled some on the back and on top of the manifold, so that's why it was smelling like it. So I just had to clean it up. I checked the levels on it. It was perfectly fine. It was right on the money where it needed to be, so no issues there. I'm gonna keep watching it just to make sure. It kind of makes me a little bit nervous. I'm confident that it'll work, but I'm nervous that it might not, because you never know nowadays. But that is it. My hands were so black from working on the wheels, so just be prepared that your hands will be super dirty, but it's okay. I'm safe now. I'm in confident hands and my car is not going to blow up, nor is my car not going to stop when I need it to. So I'm going to go inside, shower, and I'm going to talk to you guys after that. So good morning everybody. It's actually Saturday morning. Whenever I got out of the shower yesterday, I wound up getting like a super bad headache. It didn't go away till like midnight, and I didn't really feel like filming a little outro to this video. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who bought something from my store for the giveaway. My store is still active. You can still go buy something from my store. It's just the giveaway is over. So they are making all of the orders right now, and I think they'll ship them out in a few days. So it'll probably be like right at the very end of the month that the order will be like you will get your orders like towards the end of the month. But huge thank you to everybody who did that, and huge thank you to everybody who has liked any of my videos, subscribed to all of them. It may not seem like a lot to do those things, but it does mean a whole lot to me, and this is something I've always wanted to do. It's been a huge dream of mine since I can remember, but I kind of always put it on the back burner. Have a photography business, have a videography business, and now to be on content creation and play video games and do live streams and have you guys watch my videos and interact and share them and like them and have you guys subscribe is just a surreal feeling. It may seem kind of weird for me to say that because I only have like less than 40 subscribers, but I started with 0 and it's only been a few months, and I definitely could not thank you guys enough. And I have my own clothing to support my brand and something that I believe in, and just I never thought I would get the support from people like I did and like I'm still getting. So thank you to everybody. And I know I'm gonna post this on Saturday, so that means tomorrow's Father's Day. So definitely tell your fathers, grandfathers, or great grandfathers if you still have them, or even if you have a stepdad, definitely make sure you appreciate them. I know they might not do a lot, but they did put you in this world, and from somebody that has experience, it does mean a lot that you tell them something, because from my background, I grew up without a dad, and when I was 10, 11, my stepdad came into my life, and I try to tell him as much as I can that I'm thankful for everything that he did, because he helped me become the man I am. And then my grandpa had a huge part of my life, still does. I still live with him today, and those two men are the reason I am who I am and have pushed me and helped me become everything I am. So I want to say a huge thank you to them. If they do watch the video, I know my dad will, but I don't know about my grandpa. I'll probably show him the video. He's kind of old. He don't know about technology. But happy Father's Day to them, because I probably won't post anything or do any videos on Sundays because I got Father's Day and I'm going to celebrate it with them. So make sure to tell your fathers and grandfathers, and make sure to tell any father figure in your life happy Father's Day. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was just kind of like a lot of car stuff, but you'd be surprised how many people in this world do not know how to do the things that I just showed you, even if you don't know how to do the things that I showed you. Now I hope you can save some money and not go to an automotive shop and you can just do it yourself real quick. I hope it helps you. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do so. Make sure the subscribe button is white. Don't leave it red. And then if you hit that little bell next to it, it'll notify you every time I post a video. It's been messing up about my live streams. It's not working and telling you guys when I go live, but it will do it every single time I post a video. So make sure to hit that little bell, because why would you want to miss something like this? Make sure to hit the thumbs up on this video. Comment down below any ideas that you think you need to let me know of, like any cool videos, anything like that, or let me know what you thought of the video if it helped you out in any way. But peace out. I will see you guys in the next video.